if you are posting consistently and still not getting leads, this is what we want you to hear. It is probably not the algorithm. And I know that might be hard to hear because blaming the algorithm feels easier. But if you're not getting leads, there's usually a much deeper reason. And once you see it, you actually can fix it. So that's good news. And if you're an ambitious woman building online and you feel like you're doing all the things, but your content is still not converting, then video is for you.
Absolutely. And honestly, we see this all the time. Women who are super smart and capable and driven and just genuinely have something valuable to offer. But behind the scenes, they're frustrated because they're showing up, they're trying to be consistent, they're posting their reels, they're writing the captions, they're staying visible, and then they're still hearing crickets. And so if that's you, we want to help you stop making this this thought of I'm bad at this or social media doesn't work for me or the market is too saturated because most of the time that's not what is happening. Most women do not have a visibility problem. They have a messaging, positioning, and a conversion problem. And once you fix that, then everything changes.
Yeah, and so we're gonna go through 4 reasons that are gonna help you be able to overcome some of these issues. So make sure you stay till the end though, because the 4th reason is the one we see sabotage the most good businesses, even when your content is actually getting attention. So we wanna make sure you get to hear all of the 4 reasons. So the first one is that you're not getting leads is because your content is too broad. So this is common when you're trying to show up consistently, you're posting encouragement, and I know I can relate to this so much. Posting encouraging value, you're posting value, you're giving people tips, and some of it is lifestyle, and you're trying to mix all the things, right? And maybe a reel here and a reel there, but and none of that is bad, right? You're still showing up. But if someone sees your content and they can't instantly think, oh my gosh, like she's talking to me. Like, have you ever read a post where someone you read it and you're like, oh my gosh, she knows me. That's what I feel right now. Okay. If they don't feel that when they see your stuff, that's why they just keep scrolling. And so people don't become leads because your content is pretty. They don't become leads because it sounds nice. They don't become leads because you post another valuable tip. They become leads when they feel seen and like you know their problem and you're someone who can solve that problem. So especially the women we serve and which are ambitious moms like you, women who are juggling family responsibilities, emotional load, you're still trying to build something really meaningful for your family that you care about, but you don't need more generic content. What you need is content that names like what they're already your audience is already feeling. And so that's what makes someone stop and builds that trust and it opens the door to a conversation. And then that is the content that you can apply to almost anyone. It's usually won't convert deeply with the right someone, but if you are going to be speaking to that person you want to reach, that's when you're going to start seeing those open doors to conversations and then conversions.
Absolutely. And the second reason that you're creating content, but not content that actually leads to conversations is because, and a lot of women get stuck here. They're just in that, like, I just need to post more mode. I need more reels, more consistency. I need to be more active. I need to post more often. I need to engage more. But more content does not automatically equal more leads or more people to serve. If your content gets views, but creates no curiosity, or if it gets likes, but no one's really reaching out, then it's inspirational, but there's no like natural next step. There's no ecosystem. Then it's just being consumed, not converting. And that distinction matters so much. And it's really a matter of succeeding or failing in business. And because the goal is not just that was helpful or nice or I liked that reel, the goal is really, I need that. How do I get that? How can you send me that? Tell me more about that. That is when your content starts doing its job. And the goal, keeping in mind that the goal is not just visibility, the goal is connection that turns into conversations. And if your content isn't intentionally built to create that bridge, you can work really hard online and still feel like nothing's moving.
Yeah. And so then moving into so your third reason that you're not getting leads is because then your message is not clear enough. And so if you want to be able to help with those first two reasons, right? If we can get this one, this is going to really make a difference for you because you want your audience to understand quickly who you help, what problem you solve, what shift you help create, and then what they should do next. So it's those things that are fuzzy, like where people are like, oh, I love your energy, I love your content. They may even follow you, right? But followers don't necessarily help you monetize. It's always are your followers turning into leads. And so you want online, like people are busy, they're distracted, like we have so much going on. And so they're feeling overwhelmed and they're not going to work hard to figure you out. Okay. So when they, and you have usually, we've talked about this, like if you're making reels or different posts, you might have like 3 to 7 seconds, maybe if we're lucky, to help capture the attention. So if your content might be inspiring but too vague, or if your offer is valuable but buried, if your page might look super active but your message is still unclear of like, again, how you're going to help them and solve, people aren't going to move. And so it's not always because they're not interested. It's just because they're confused or they don't know. And that confusion will kill your momentum. And this is why we say like clarity is going to be what converts. And it's going to be helpful for you because now you have the confidence to actually create the kind of content that your is going to be best for your audience. So you don't have to worry about being the loudest or the most performative or having to say too much. It's just more about making sure that your message is clear and consistent.
Yeah. And then the fourth reason, which is really the biggest thing, is there's no simple path. We see this sabotage so many women who are actually doing a lot right because you don't have a content problem. They don't know where to go next. There's no ecosystem. So that means that someone's liking your content, they resonate, they're interested, but then what? Where do they go from there? Is there a simple next step? Do they know exactly what to do next? There a clear invitation, a free resource, a natural DM keyword, or a lead magnet, a next step that really makes sense, a simple nurture path once they raise their hand, right? And this is where a lot of women get discouraged because they think people are watching, but nobody's buying. And they like my stuff, but nobody's reaching out and I'm showing up, but it's just not turning into anything. And so often the real issue is that there's just no bridge between the attention and the action. And that's really why we're so passionate about helping women to simplify their message because you don't need more hustle. You don't have to be glued to your phone all day. You don't need to post 7 times a day, but you just need a clear, confident message, content that creates connection and a simple path that moves someone from interest to conversation to trust. And that's what creates leads consistently.
Yeah. So if you have maybe felt discouraged by the algorithm, maybe kind of blaming the algorithm, we want to just encourage you that it may not be the platform, right? That is the problem. It can simply just be your marketing no longer reflects the value that you actually carry. And there's so much that you have to offer. So it's just that your message needs that refinement or your content might need just a little bit more intention into it. And your business may just need a simpler path for people to just step into your world and what you're doing, and that's actually really good news for you because that means you're not stuck. You know what it is you have. And so now it's just building up that confidence and that conviction clarity of, okay, this is how I'm going to start showing up and people are going to know how to connect with me and what they receive from me. So you don't have to be someone you're not. You don't have to work harder to be seen. You don't have to chase every trend, but it's just making these simple shifts and tweaks where the strategy now is going to match the life you're building and the woman that you already are, and that's exactly what we care about here.
Absolutely. And so if this hit home, then drop the word leads below in the comments. We'll drop our resource. You can get the abundance influence method that dives deeper and that helps you to simplify your content, clarify your message, and start creating posts that actually lead to real conversations, not just more views. And if you know that you're in that season too, where you're like, I'm done guessing, I'm done overcomplicating and just overthinking everything. And I'm really ready to build with more clarity, more confidence, and just less chaos. Then make sure you subscribe because here at Abundance Living Co., we are all about helping women that in a way that feels aligned and sustainable and simple and actually effective. And if this video helped you, send it to another woman who's been blaming the algorithm when really she just needs the right strategy. And we will see you next time.